crafty people, and welcome to the Yarn Journey Crochet Podcast. I'm your host, Holly. This is episode 22, and I live in I used to live in Virginia. I live in North Carolina now with my family. I am basically a big old jumbled mess and totally out of practice right now. I have not done this since April, so I'm a little rusty. I just wanted to welcome everyone back to the podcast for those who are returning viewers, and hello to all you new subscribers and watchers. We've had quite an influx, even though I've been gone for a few months. That was not the plan. I was hoping to only be gone for like a month-ish. But life is crazy, you know, it happens. It was summer. We're still in summer, but it's almost over. Thank goodness. I am so ready for fall. We did move. It was a little crazy, a little wild, took forever, and we are selling our house still. We have someone in the process of buying it, so fingers crossed it goes all through. But I will talk more about that in the chatter section towards the end. But I did want to mention one thing. We do still have a year-round cal going on for sweaters, cardigans, shirts, basically anything you wear on your top. Even long vests would work, as long as it's not mesh and it's not baby/kid sizes. Other than that, it is fine to enter. And I've had a few people still enter, but it's slowed down quite a bit because I haven't been podcasting and people probably forgot, which I don't blame them. I haven't even put anything in there yet, so that goes to show, you know. So that is pretty much it. Oh, I did have one other thing to say. I have officially changed my name on Ravelry. It used to be Crafty Mommy Corner, or Crafty Mommy, yeah. It's now Holly Nicole 1316. So if you want to find me on Ravelry and add me as a friend, you can do that, but the name has changed. I'll go into that more on chatter. It has to do with the business and all that stuff, and it's just time for a change. So yes. Anyways, let's get on to the yarn talk, shall we? I have 3 FOs. So, you know, in between all this madness, sorry, I'm trying to grab a project. Between all this madness, I actually did get some crocheting done, but for the most part, you're going to see that this is all I've done since April, basically, and it has not been a lot. It has not been a lot. So, first up is the Kelsey Shawl. This is a shawl by Lacey from the Hooked on Owls podcast. This is on Ravelry. You can download the pattern. It is a paid pattern. Random hiccups. It never fails. Every time I film, random hiccup. I guess it just wouldn't be complete without a random hiccup. So it's an asymmetrical shawl. I did use 2 different colorways in here, just to mix it up a little bit, but I still think it I think it goes together. I used a 5.5 millimeter hook on this. I believe I'm at gauge. I'm not entirely sure. I may have went up, down. I can't remember. I finished making this a long time ago. You can check my Ravelry page for my projects. It is up there, and it'll let you know about when I finished. I think I put it up there. I try to get really good at putting up projects, but sometimes it just doesn't work. The yarn I'm using is Loops and Threads Joy DK in the colorways Malibu and Tropical. I'm not sure which one's which at this point. I'm sure if you look it up, you can find it, but I am not entirely sure. So yes, this is my first finished object. My second one, which I am so proud of, and it is a pattern of my creation, It is out for testers right now. It is out with testers right now, and I am just waiting to hear any kind of feedback. I don't know if everyone started because it is fingering weight yarn. And this is the Tri-Peak Fade. So you start with one end with your one color and you fade into your second color. And your second color comes to a peak, and then you transition into your third color, which is a larger peak, back into your second, and then there's your third peak, and then back into your first color again. So, yes, this is the Tri-Peak Fade, and I'm going to wear it because I live in a house now that has air conditioning that is amazing. Like, I am not sweating like crazy right now. It is so nice. I love it. I love having air conditioning. So yes, it's shawlette depth. So it is pretty short, but it is full shawl length. So I kind of wanted something that wasn't going to be super duper bulky, kind of like fall, you know, you want a little something, and if you do get chilly, you can wrap it up a little more. But I wanted something that was a little bit shorter depth, because I noticed a lot of shawls are these deep V or deep triangle shawls, and it's like, you know, there are some people that are very short and can't necessarily pull off that size of a shawl. So, you know, and with me, the last shawl I made was freaking huge. So I wanted something that was going to be a little bit smaller, like depth-wise. So it's still long, it's still really drapey and flowy, and I love it. Anyways, let's talk about the actual stuff I used. This is made with a 3mm hook. I'm hoping to have the pattern released in September. All these are Bad Wolf Girl Studio yarns. This first one, as you can see, super pretty. It's Crest. And then, well, now I have to take it off to show the yarns to you. That is a 75-25 blend. This one, here, let's go that way. Ooh, there we go. This one is Polyjuice Potion, and this one is a 75-25% stellina. So it's still merino wool, nylon, but that one has stellina, and so does this one. Same blend. And this one is Astronomy. So I love my pinks, purples, blues. So I did it in these colors. So yeah, that is what I used. Like I said, I'm hoping to have a pattern out in September so you can buy it. So I'm just super excited about that. I really wanted to do an asymmetrical fade, but I noticed as I was about to start this about, I would say a month ago, I was looking to double check, and what did I come across? An asymmetrical crocheted fade. And I was like, bummer. So I decided I was just going to change the shape up a little bit and do that. So moving on to my next FO, which I actually finished yesterday. I saw it yesterday. I bought yarn for it yesterday, and I did it because it was so cute, and I've been seeing them all over Instagram. This is the Pumpkin in 2 sizes by Erica Dietz, and I just made the big one. I made it a little lopsided because pumpkins are not perfectly shaped, believe it or not. So, this is my little pumpkin. I love it, and he's supposed to be sitting back there, but I had to show you guys. So this green stem that I'm using is in Loops and Threads Impeccable in Camo Tweed. I just love the rusticy look that it gives it with the tweedy feel. And I didn't use hardly any of this yarn, and I caked it up because my husband got me a ball winder and Swift. And these colors are completely, well, I guess you can kind of see it there. Kind of blowing out a little because of the sun. I'm like, obviously you can see my window here. And if I did it directly in front of the window, I'd probably like be extremely blown out. So I'm like, well, we'll go side. We'll see how that works. So that was the color I used for the stem. And here is my cake. It's kind of deflated. Also, Loops and Threads Impeccable, and that one is in Fallen Leaves. Fallen Leaves? Falling Leaves. So that is my third and final FO. I've been seeing these all over Instagram, and I'm just like, you guys, stop it. You're making me want fall, and I'm still like in the heat of summer here in North Carolina, and I'm just like, I'm dying. So yes, this is my cute little man, girl, whatever it is, my cute little pumpkin. So next up is my whips. Now, or no, hose. I have some hose. I have a hoe. I started knitting a sock because, stupid me, at this point, I had packed all my yarn up, all my projects, and I was like, well, now I have nothing to do. And this was right about the time that Knit Picks released their Felici again, and I bought some of that, which I will show you. But I did get some Knit Picks Felici and Sour Candy. Now, this is Emma's sock. It's super cute, and I love these colors. This is what I was hoping to get when I made her last sock in, I think it was like a Yarn Bee yarn, but it was just like really muddy and dirty looking. Like, I don't know if I got a bad skein or what, if they're all like that, but this is it. I used the Sockmaticians Toe Up Socks by Nathan Taylor. I used on this one, I have to still make the second one, a 2.25 millimeter DPNs, but I cast it on using Judy's Magic Cast On using Magic Loop, because trying to do Judy's Magic Cast On with DPNs is really hard. So yeah, in this sock, I also tried using the 9 millimeter needles by Chowgu, and although I love them, it works super fast. My gauge was really loose, so I had to actually switch back to DPNs. And I did an Afterthought heel, and yeah, Kitchenered the heel, and I loved making these socks. They were so much fun, and I love the Afterthought heel. You just put it, I didn't cut it, I put the strand of waste yarn in there because the thought of cutting knitting, and I'm still learning, is terrifying. So, yeah, I just realized I had a candle still on, and I'm like, why am I getting hot all of a sudden? So yeah, that is my hoe, is Emma's sock, and she's been like dying for me to finish it so she can wear them. And I wanted to finish them, but I lost the second ball of yarn. I somehow packed it, and I couldn't finish her second sock because I had a waist sock, I'm gonna call it, because I made her, the first sock I made her, for whatever reason, I made it like super short. Like, that was how long the sock was with heel. Like, it was tiny. I'm like, I'm looking at it, I'm like, her foot's never gonna fit that. What was I thinking? So I wasted about half of a ball, and then I made this one, finished it up, and then I was needing to make a second one, and couldn't find the ball of yarn. So I started a sock, which will start our whips. I started a sock for me because I've had these, like these balls of yarn sitting in my Edgar Allan Poe bag by Lila Styles. I've had it sitting in there since I've gotten the bag, since I got the yarn. I've had them sitting in there with needles and everything, like waiting to go, and I was like, never started for some reason. So, these are my socks. So I've been working on these here and there, mainly in the car when we go on car rides, because out here, so when we lived in Virginia Beach, everything was fairly close, like 5-10 minute drive. Where out here, you're looking at a minimum of a 20-minute drive to get anywhere. So this has been coming in handy, and for whatever reason, my husband's wanting to drive lately, and I'm like, okay, perfect, you drive, I knit. So yes, I started this, and right now it kind of, this pink and yellow right now is kind of reminding me of an eraser. This is Knit Picks Felici in Hibiscus, and it has these really, these are all super fuzzy, and I have a broken knitting needle in there. It's super fuzzy because it's been in there for so long, and it's been tossed around and stuff, but I love these colors, and I honestly cannot wait. I did use a 76 stitch count cast on because I knit really tight. I knit about 11 stitches per inch, which is a pretty tight knit when on average most people do around 9. So I did 76 stitches, and it's probably a little too big, so I probably need to go down to like 72 and we'll be good. So that is it for my knitting. I just realized that I like knitted socks better than crocheted socks. Nothing against them. It's just I like the fabric and the feel of it better. And I just feel like it's easier to just knit and just go, and there's so much construction with, you know, crocheted socks. So yeah. Next, I did start a sweater as well, because I got this yarn after I packed all my yarn because I was like, I don't have any yarn, crap. And I just so happened to go to Joann's, and they weren't having a sale, they were clearancing Lion Brand's Touch of Alpaca. So this was normally $9.99, and I got it for $5.47, and I think they had like a 20% off your entire purchase, including sales and clearance stuff. So I think I might be a little bit allergic to alpaca, because I noticed that my nose gets really itchy, and then like my tongue gets tingly if I accidentally get like a fiber in my mouth. My tongue and lips get tingly, so it's probably not a good sign. But this is my Emilia Raglan by Colleen Webster of Evolve Crochet. She is on Instagram and Ravelry. It is a paid pattern, but I wanted something to work on for my own cowl. And this, I'm calling this my Gru sweater. And if you have kids, you will completely understand, because Gru from Despicable Me, and Gru always wears the same scarf that is like a black and gray. Well, mine's not quite black, but it still reminds me of Gru. So this is my Gru sweater. I am on the ribbing, but I'm thinking I'm going to pull the ribbing out only because I don't like having things tight around the bottom of my tummy, because I had a C-section, and if anyone's had a C-section, you know you always get like this weird like scar and like belly from it, and I don't want to emphasize that. I like to just have things just drape, fall, like not squeeze in right, or that fibers are like getting to me. I don't want it squeezing in right at that section, and that's about where it falls, because I like my sweaters long, so I made this one actually a little bit longer than the pattern called for. So I'm thinking I'm going to rip the ribbing out and just start on the sleeves and do the ribbing on the cuffs, because I do like having tight cuffs on my wrist. So yeah, that is where I'm at. Boo, 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 doo, doo, doo. So I am using Touch of Alpaca. One is called Oxford Gray, but I don't know where my other ball of the dark gray went. It disappeared on me, and I'm thinking one of my kids stole it. So yeah, I don't know the color, and I don't even know if I'm going to be able to finish it now because I don't have the dark color. So I'm going to have to search for it, and hopefully I didn't lose it within the move, because that would really stink. But for that, I am using a 6.5 millimeter. Oh my goodness. Alpaca fibers everywhere. Okay. I am using a 6.5 millimeter hook for it. So yeah, hopefully once I get the ribbing ripped out and I can do the sleeves and the cuffs, hopefully I can have a sweater for fall, because that would be awesome, and I want to make more. I actually, oh, now that I think about it, I bought yarn to make the Reminiscence by what is it called? Oh my gosh, I'm totally blanking. Anyways, you can't come in if you don't have clothes on. Emma's at my door. She like just opened it, but I could hear it latch, so told her she has to have clothes on because she likes to just run around in underwear. So yes, my next whip is a baby blanket for my sister because she's pregnant and she's going to be having her baby in October, and I'm super excited. It's another girl, so my poor son is the only boy among me and my sister's kids, which are all generally around the same age, except her older daughter is, oh my gosh, they're going to get mad at me. I know she's going into 6th grade, so, crud, 10, 11? Oh my god, I feel terrible now. But yeah, so, anyways, most of our kids are around the same age, like my niece and Emma are around the same age, and then her baby and Colin will be about not even 2 years apart. So this is the Ripple Baby Blanket by Daisy Cottage Designs. She saw this on Pinterest and was like, I want this blanket. And I said, okay, I'll make it for you. Only issue is I've never been able, okay, can you stop creaking? Go. Thank you. I just hear because she's opening it just ever so slowly, and it was only open like that much. But yeah, it was distracting. Stop it. Close the door and go. So, this is the blanket. It is a Ripple. I am using I Love This yarn because that's what the pattern called for. But I did change the colors. I think it's supposed to be white, gray mist, and then Vanna's Choice pink. I Love This yarn in ivory, still gray mist, and then this pink is I Love This yarn in Rosy Cheeks, which I'm going to be putting in more pink soon after this gray. Here's the thing. I suck at Ripple blankets. I suck at Chevron blankets. I can do some super, like, intense, like, mandala ones where they have all types of different crazy stitches, and it works. I get it. For whatever reason, every time I have ever tried to do a Ripple or a Chevron blanket, nothing ever lines up. I either have way too many stitches, not enough stitches, stitches way in the wrong place, and I just, holy moly. Okay, there we go. Put you back. Like, it just never works. So when she asked me, I saw it and I was like, I can do it. I can. I am determined. I will do it because it's my sister and it's for my niece. And I'm doing it. Somehow I managed to do it, and I think it's because the designer, she has a frequently asked questions video that I watched, and it explained the number one reason why your ripples don't add up or line up. Excuse me. So I watched that and I was like, okay, as long as I do what she says, it should work. And it is. It's working. Thankfully. Thank goodness. And then my sister sends me another picture of a blanket. She's like, I also like this one too. It could be a Christmas gift. And she sends me a picture and I was like, oh, that's really pretty. And she's like, I like this one too. And I was like, it will have to be for Christmas. So, and what is it? A Chevron blanket. So, if I make it through this, she will for sure be getting her Chevron blanket. So yeah. Doing that. I am also using a 5.5 millimeter hook. It calls for 5, I believe. No. It's a 5.5 millimeter hook it calls for. I have to say, I hate crocheting with this size hook. 5 and 5.5, for whatever reason, kills my wrists. I can do smaller, I can do 4, 2, whatever. I can do a 7, 6, 8, 25 millimeter hook. But this one right here kills my wrists. Like, I don't know what it is, but it's just that sweet spot of too much wrist action. I don't know. It drives me up the wall. So yeah, I am working on one more project, but I don't want to say it's a secret because it's not a secret, but I'm not showing it because I am going to be releasing this pattern. It is another one of my creations. So it's going to be like my Halloween shawl that's going to come out. I did post a picture of the yarns that I was using for it. Oh, I don't know what to do with this hair. I don't know what to do with it. Blah, blah, blah. I did post a picture of the yarns that I was using, and basically I'm using a black by Loops and Threads Woolite. I'm using their black, and then I am using Viking yarns in the colorway Narcissa, which my picture did no justice for that yarn. It is a gorgeous yarn, but my phone sucks. So the color looked horrendous. But yes, I am working on that, and I'm hoping that by the time I'm getting this pattern, the Tri-Peak Fade, out, I will be sending out the next one for testers, and I still don't have a name for it. I didn't come up with the Tri-Peak Fade until literally the day before I posted for testers on Instagram. So yes, that is going on. So now I guess it's just acquisitions and then chatter or hoarding. I don't call it acquisitions, it's hoarding. Like, let's be real, we all know we're hoarding our yarn. So I did buy the yarn for the baby blanket, and then I also bought the yarn for the pumpkin. That was yesterday. But I went in for one yarn in particular, and they didn't have it up. And I have to say, my Michaels here is amazing, because normally when I go to Michaels and I ask them, do you have this yarn? They're like, well, what's out is what's there. We don't have anything in the back. What's out is out. And I'm like, okay. That's typically the answer I get. And this woman was beyond nice. And she was like, you know what? Let me go look in the back. It says we have it, but I don't see it. So let me go check. She pulls out the box into the store for me, opens it up, and actually lets me look through it before they even have it on the stand. So that, I was just like, yes, you are amazing. Thank you. And I saw this. I keep seeing them on Instagram. And I was like, okay, you're killing me, man. I want some. So I went to Michael's. And I am not a neutrals person typically, but I saw these on their website, which I got a hair on it. Let's see. There we go. You can kind of see. This is more of a brown. It's kind of coming out purpley. And I just loved these neutrals, and I was like, I have to have it. This is the Karen and Pantone, I believe, Pantone, in the colorway River Rock. And I actually got to use my 60% off Joann's coupon at Michael's. So I was pretty stoked about that, because these are $7.99 at my Michael's. But they are having them buy two, get one free. So I bought 3 of these, and it just so happened that when they're packaged, before they go on the stand, they're already in little packs of 3, and I was like, I'll just take that pack. But I will be going back for more, but I didn't want to ruin the box for them, so I was like, this is the one I came for. I'll come back for more later, because I'm going to tell you guys, I have not bought a lot of yarn in the past couple months. So like I said, I bought the stuff for the baby blanket and then for my pumpkin. But just random, ooh, that yarn's pretty, I want it. All the other yarns I've bought have been for projects. Project in mind, I go in and buy it. But I haven't just, bought very much random yarn. So like this was a random buy because it's gorgeous and I love it and I wanted it. So other than that, I have a few things sitting here. So like I said, I didn't really buy a lot. I went into Joann's before we moved and I bought some of this. It is the Deborah Norville Serenity sock yarn, and this is in the colorway Chili. I don't get why they named it Chili, because it's not chili as like the country chili. It's chili as in like sit down with a bowl of chili. So I'm just like, and it's not spelled chili like, ooh, burr, it's chili. And I'm like, I don't get it. But I like the colors and it's pretty. So I bought 2 to make some socks. And then Felici came out and they were also having their summer yarn sale. So I did get some Knit Picks Hawthorne in Sherbert Speckle. So this is super pretty. It wasn't exactly the way it was pictured online, but no biggie. I kind of figured this would end up being for Emma anyways, that she may steal it. So we'll see. I don't know. She hasn't really made any eyes for it yet. And then I bought 4 sour candies. Or did I only buy 3? I think I bought 3. I should have bought 4 so me and Emma could have matching socks. That's Knit Picks Felici. And then I bought 2 Knit Picks Felici and Ice Cream Truck. So these are super pretty. There we go. And then the last ones were Mountain Mist. And that's pretty much it. I think I bought like a couple balls from the local yarn shop, but this wasn't the yarn club that has all the amazing, gorgeous hand-dyed yarn. No, this was the Crochet Corners, and they were actually closing for good, and they had their yarn on 40% off, and I think I got like a wool cotton blend one, and then like one other, but they weren't anything like extravagant. It was just like, one was like an olive green, and I can't even remember the other one. But it was pretty depressing because I went in there and most of the stuff was already gone. And what was left was like, meh, nothing spectacular. So yeah, I mean, I haven't really bought a lot of yarn. And that was it. Which I guess leads us to chatter. My amazing grandmother made me a tablecloth that she crocheted. Tickle in my throat. She made me a tablecloth for my birthday. Now this tablecloth is gonna be put away for a while because my kids are still little heathens and are complete messes 24/7. So she made me this, which it's kind of probably hard to see the design. So I have to work this in a way that you can see it. Okay, here we go. My grandmother made this out of crochet thread. I have all the specs somewhere. I know she made it in crochet thread, but I don't have the pattern or anything. I have it somewhere, and it'll all be linked down below, but I just don't have it on me right now. So she made me this, and it is gorgeous. And the fact that she made this in 10 weeks, this thing is huge, let me tell you, it's huge, and it's gorgeous, and she made it in 10 weeks. And I was like, Grandma, you're bananas. Like, I don't know how you did it. Like, if you could see, like, that's crochet thread, not yarn, and it's that thick. Like, holy moly. So, yes, she made me that for my birthday, and I love it, and I will cherish it, and it will be a keepsake and a heirloom. There we go. I was looking for the right word. So, yeah. Then, my husband bought me a Stanwood ball winder and Swift. I about died. I was so surprised, first off, that he actually got it for me, because I put it on my list and I was like, this is what I want the most, but I was really doubting he would get it for me. But I am so glad he did, because it's like every yarn I've been using now, I'm just like, let's wind it into a ball. Let's wind it into a cake. So yeah. I'm trying to think. We moved. That's pretty much birthday. Like, birthday wasn't crazy. It was like I got a couple gifts. I think we went out to dinner. I mean, this was June. We're in August, so it's kind of fuzzy when I can barely remember what I did last week. So yeah, that was pretty much it for birthday. It was a really quiet birthday, cake, you know, fun stuff. And then we moved at the end of July. We got here, like we were packing in July, and we moved here in August 6th. So we've only been here, it'll be a week, 2 weeks on Monday. So we've only been here 2 weeks, and I was able to kind of finish getting my room situated. I'm still working on it, deciding whether or not I want to keep it like this, if I want to move it around, and oh my goodness, you could definitely see where my roots start. Like, this is all, I'm trying to grow my hair out and get rid of this black. Like, you can see black, but sorry. My hair is just fried, and I'm trying to grow it out so I can cut off the black without like taking off all my length and having short hair, because short hair does not look good on me. People say it looks good on me. I don't believe it, but yes, that's besides the point. So yeah, our move was in the heat, the hottest heat of summer, let me tell you. The day after we got here, so it was the 7th, I looked, so we got here the 6th, set up our beds and stuff like that. Sorry, I got like something in my eye. Okay. Set up our beds, next morning, right? I look, and it is 97% humidity. I was like, nope, not doing this. I am not doing this. But of course, I had to, because we had to return our rental truck on the 8th. So I had to get my butt out there with my husband in this heat and the humidity to empty out a truck. It was the worst. You walk outside and instantly you're just like covered in a sheen of sweat everywhere. And I'm just like, how are my shins sweating right now? I don't understand. My forearms are sweating. My top of my hands are sweating. I'm like, this is just gross. So yeah, I'm having to acclimate to the humidity because it is worse down here. You wouldn't think 4 hours south would be a big deal, but it is. And we get a lot of rain and thunderstorms. Like almost every night we've seen lightning since being here. And I'm just like, okay, I can handle that. That's fine. It freaks out Emma a little bit, but yeah. And I'm trying to think what else. So I'm in this weird place right now of wanting to change my business. This is what I was talking about in the beginning. Kind of want to do something different. I kind of want to get away from graphs. Not because I don't like them anymore. I don't want to do them. I mean, they're fun and I like them. But it's like I kind of want to make a name for myself as not being like graphs. I want to make a name for myself as in a designer, you know, where I'm known for my designs and the things that I actually make instead of color correcting patterns on a computer, you know, for graphs. So I'm like in this weird spot of I want to branch out, and then there's always that fear of like, what if I don't make any money doing it? Like, you know, where right now I am making some steady money and it's nice. Like I have yarn cash. Like my Etsy money is like my yarn cash unless we need it somewhere else for bills or groceries or whatever. You know, if it's we have something planned like a trip or whatever, you know. So that's like my extra yarn cash. And I'm like, well, what if I don't make any money? I have been making this money and it's been nice and it's come in handy. So it's like, what would you guys do? Like, I want to branch out. And then I also want to kind of make things again and sell them. You know, I haven't done that in a while. And when I did do it, I got business. And there were times where orders were kind of like, holy crap, I have so many. that I overwhelmed myself. But this is also when I was like just becoming a new mom. I was 20 years old trying to make money, and then I didn't understand business really, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll have it done next week. I'll have it done. Like I was telling everybody I'd have it done next week or whatever the time was. And then it was like all crammed in like 1 week, and I'm like, holy crap, I'm never going to finish all this. And to a point, it's like I burned myself out and I stopped and I just never went back to it. And then I did the graph patterns. And now that I'm designing, it's like, oh my gosh, it's like all these ideas and what I kind of want to do. And it's so hard because I really want to make a name for myself as a designer. You know, I don't want to be the person that makes graphs. I want to be, that's the person that made this shawl and this and that, and they're so gorgeous patterns. I mean, whether or not you think they're gorgeous or not, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be known for the patterns that I've actually created from my own creativity. You know? I don't know. What do you guys think? Would you make the jump and just start making patterns, putting them out there, making items, putting them out there? Or would you kind of like slowly taper off from one business and then into another? It's just, I'm just in this weird place right now. You know, and it's like, I admire all these people that are just so immersed in their business. And right now, mine, because of the way it is, it's like, I'm not really working every day, you know, which, ooh, I was starting to, anyways, you know, I don't know. It's just, I kind of want advice a little bit. And then I kind of also want to hear from people who do watch me if they would be interested in me just selling the patterns from my creations or the things I make, which obviously I'm filming this for makers. So I'm not assuming you're going to be my target market. Clearly, like, I'm sure you're looking at the stuff that I make and you're like, I'm going to make that, you know? It's just, it's difficult. But yeah, and that's that. We are starting homeschooling soon, so I am thinking after Labor Day, we are going to officially start jumping into homeschooling, even though every day we put a little something in there, like we were going, where were we going? Oh, we were on the way to Michael's to pick up that yarn, and Emma brought along her little notepad and pencil and was in the back practicing letters. I'm like, boom, homeschooling. We're practicing in the car on the way to go buy yarn. But, so we are starting that. I'm super excited, and I'm thinking we are probably also going to be signing her up for soccer, which I'm totally going to be living vicariously through her because I was a soccer player all through high school. Even as a kid, I probably started back when I was in 8th grade, but when I was younger, I also played soccer, but there was like a big chunk where I didn't play soccer because my dad was like, oh, I don't want you to get hurt. You're going to mess up your legs. And I was like, I'll be fine. I'm not worried about scars on my legs. But anyway, I am totally going to be living vicariously through her because I miss playing soccer so much, you know, since being a mom. Baby weight has happened and it's not going away. Which I started to try and lose weight back in Virginia, and then the move happened and I was stressed, super stressed. And it got to a point where we had to pack up our kitchen. So I wasn't cooking, which meant fast food eating, and it was just, it was bad. It was bad. So that's going to be trying to start again, is the process of losing weight. I'm trying to think of what else. I'm just so weird. I'm so sorry. I look pretty funny if I had a mustache. I think I could work it. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. So yeah, that's pretty much it at the moment. So I will see you guys all probably. So I'm thinking I'm going to do every 2 weeks. Unless somehow I magically start crocheting like crazy again, which I don't want to do because I'm kind of glad that break happened. It was a welcomed break because my fingers and hands were just a disaster. My shoulders were ruining me. So yeah, probably every 2 weeks now. But I am definitely looking forward to getting back into the groove of podcasting regularly. And I hope you guys are ready for that and you've been wanting it. So yes, I will see you guys all in 2 weeks unless I happen to have a lot of stuff done. Who knows? I might. I don't know. So yeah, I'll see you guys all later. Bye!